Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that somewhere, in another universe, another version of you made every opposite choice. They accepted the job you rejected. They married the person you let go. They never failed where you did. Perhaps they never even existed as the person you know yourself to be. At first, this sounds like science fiction. But what if it isn't? What if reality is far stranger than our everyday experience suggests? For centuries, philosophers asked one of humanity's oldest questions. Why is there only one world? Today, modern physics and philosophy have transformed that question into something even more unsettling. What if there are infinitely many worlds? Not merely countless planets, not merely countless galaxies, but countless realities. Entire universes where history unfolded differently. Worlds where dinosaurs never disappeared. Worlds where Rome never fell. Worlds where humanity never evolved. And perhaps, worlds where another version of you is watching this exact video, wondering whether another version of them exists. The idea sounds impossible, yet some of the greatest scientific minds in history have taken it seriously. But the real mystery isn't whether endless worlds exist. The deeper mystery is what they would mean for us. If every possibility exists somewhere, what makes this life special? The ancient dream of infinite reality. Long before telescopes or quantum mechanics, philosophers imagined infinite worlds. Over 2,000 years ago, the Greek philosopher Democritus proposed that reality consisted of tiny, indivisible particles moving through infinite space. If space was truly endless, he argued, why should there be only one world? Eventually, somewhere across infinity, matter would assemble itself again, and again, and again. The Roman philosopher Lucretius expanded the idea. He imagined an infinite universe where worlds were continuously born and destroyed. Nothing was unique. Nothing was permanent. Reality itself became an endless process. Centuries later, Giordano Bruno made an even bolder claim. He argued that every star in the night sky was another sun surrounded by its own worlds. For this and many other revolutionary ideas, he was condemned and executed in 1600. History often punishes ideas before it accepts them. Today, we know that Bruno was right about one remarkable fact. The stars really are distant suns. But even he couldn't imagine how much stranger reality might actually be. The infinite universe of modern physics. Modern cosmology has transformed philosophical speculation into scientific possibility. Our observable universe contains hundreds of billions of galaxies. Each galaxy contains hundreds of billions of stars. Yet this immense cosmic ocean may represent only a tiny island within something vastly larger. Some cosmological models suggest that space itself could be infinite. If that's true, then matter, even though arranged randomly, must eventually repeat. Imagine writing random letters forever. Eventually, every sentence ever written would appear. Every book, every conversation, every possible story. Infinity guarantees repetition. The same principle may apply to universes. Far beyond anything we could ever observe, another Earth may exist. Another solar system, another civilization, another you. Not because of magic, but because infinity leaves no alternative. If the number of possible arrangements is finite while space is infinite, everything repeats. It is one of the strangest consequences of mathematics. The quantum split. Then quantum mechanics introduced an even more disturbing possibility. In everyday life, events seem simple. Flip a coin, it lands heads or tails. One outcome happens, the other disappears. But quantum physics doesn't always behave this way. Tiny particles exist in states that seem to represent multiple possibilities simultaneously. To explain this mystery, physicist Hugh Everett proposed the many worlds interpretation in 1957. According to this idea, reality never chooses. Instead, the universe continually branches. Every quantum event creates new histories. Every possibility becomes real. When you chose your career, both choices happened. When you turned left instead of right, another universe turned right. The countless decisions made by every human being, every atom, every photon, may generate an unimaginably vast tree of realities. Most physicists do not claim this has been proven. Many disagree. But remarkably, the mathematics works. Whether or not the interpretation is true, it remains one of the boldest attempts to explain quantum reality. And if it is correct, the number of worlds is beyond comprehension. Does choice still matter? This is where philosophy becomes unavoidable. Suppose every possible decision exists somewhere. Does free will disappear if another version of you succeeded, and another failed, and another never tried? What exactly are you? Many philosophers argue that identity is not determined by every possible version of yourself. Identity emerges from the experiences you actually live, the choices you remember, the relationships you build, the suffering you endure, the meaning you create. Other possible versions may exist, but they are not the consciousness experiencing this moment. Only one version is reading these words. Only one version feels your present thoughts. Meaning does not require uniqueness, it requires experience. Your life matters because you live it, not because no alternatives exist. The burden of infinite possibility. Infinite worlds create another unsettling question. If every possible life already exists, should we regret our decisions? Some people spend years haunted by roads not taken, the career abandoned, the relationship ended, the dream left unfinished. The multiverse seems to suggest those lives continue elsewhere. But this idea offers little comfort. You cannot become those other versions. You cannot inherit their happiness, nor escape into their successes. Existence remains local. Your consciousness inhabits only this path. The philosopher Søren Kierkegaard argued that anxiety emerges from possibility itself. Freedom means confronting countless futures while living only one. Perhaps endless worlds simply magnify this truth. The tragedy of life has never been that possibilities don't exist. It is that no single person can live all of them. Why this universe feels so precious? Paradoxically, infinite worlds may make this universe more valuable, not less. Imagine owning an infinite library. Every book ever written already exists. Would your favorite novel lose its meaning? Probably not. Its value comes from the experience it gives you, not from its uniqueness. The same may be true for life. Even if infinite versions of you exist, only one version shares your memories, your childhood, your fears, your victories, your friendships, your regrets, your love. This singular chain of experience can never be replaced. The existence of copies elsewhere changes nothing about what this consciousness feels today. Meaning arises from perspective, not statistics. Endless worlds, endless wonder. Perhaps the greatest lesson of endless worlds has nothing to do with physics. Whether the multiverse exists or not, the idea expands our imagination. It reminds us that reality may be far stranger than common sense allows. History repeatedly teaches us humility. People once believed Earth was the center of everything. Then we discovered the solar system, then the Milky Way, then billions of galaxies. Each discovery made humanity appear smaller, yet each also made existence more extraordinary. Perhaps endless worlds are the next step in that journey. Or perhaps they are simply another beautiful illusion born from human curiosity. Either way, the question changes us. Because once you've imagined infinite realities, this single life no longer feels ordinary. It becomes one precious thread woven through an unimaginably vast cosmic tapestry. Maybe somewhere, another version of you made different choices. Maybe countless universes stretch beyond imagination. Or maybe this is the only world that has ever existed. We do not yet know, but perhaps the deepest philosophical truth remains unchanged. Reality is not diminished by mystery, it is defined by it, and as long as we continue asking impossible questions, the universe, whether one or infinitely many, will never cease to inspire wonder.